8th century when the first Indian Buddhist monk visited Japan to inaugurate the greatest Buddha statue in the central part of Japan. That was in the year 752. He was coming through China, obviously, but he is believed to be the first visitor from India. And he spent the rest of his life in Japan, dedicated himself in teaching Buddhism. And that is when our relationship started back in 8th century. And believe it or not, there are so many common things that we can share between Indians and Japanese, because Hinduism, not as a Hinduism, but under the banner of Buddhism, we do have many common gods we worship. For example, Ganesha. For example, Lakshmi. For example, Saraswati. Those are just few of them that are represented in Japan and worshipped very deeply under the different name, because they were imported from India, but they did not, maintain their own name, original name. So it was migrated into the Japanese culture, but it's been very deeply believed, and very many Japanese people worship them until today. And this year, 2022, we are celebrating the 70th anniversary of Indo-Japanese diplomatic relations. So this is a milestone that we are going throughout this year. You will see a lot of functions, events going on between the two countries. So we do have, I have many more to say, but commercial, academic, and cultural aspects, we do have a lot of relations, interactions already established since long back. Thank you.
So, Tobe, do you see, because of this cultural integration or religious practices moving from there to here and all, any improvement in the relationships between the people? It's not only just at the apex level, the political and government, but at the people level, cultural aspect.
Yes, of course. Yeah, it's been quite a time that India and Japan had developed the relationship itself. We have now become a very special strategic global partnership, not just the bilateral relations anymore. And we are celebrating this 70th anniversary. I have also experienced the last decade, 60th anniversary too. Every time it's going to be much more intensified and more focus on the cultural aspects, because we still have a gap between India and Japan to understand each other. Still not very much known each other yet. But the good part is that the religious part, yes, I think Eastern Asia, including South Korea as well as Taiwan, they are all open and flexible and as well as acceptable all religions.
Basically, that's fine. Yeah.
Good point for India to deal with and to get associated much more stronger and closer.
Okay, great. I think thank you so much. So I'm very happy to hear that. I think in Hinduism, any god names or idols are there, they represent a lot of meaning. It's not just simply, if you say Lakshmi, that means getting money is not that easy. So you have to work hard. Saraswati is education. Ganesha means, okay, just have without any abstraction. So there's a lot of meaning. And I think it's very good that it is also practiced in Japan. Now, let me come back to Dr. Imzu. I think very surprising you learned Kathak. So what is your experience, and so what do you see the cultural integration between South Korea and India? So do you see, I already mentioned a few probably decades back or centuries back, our relationship started. Can you please share some of your experiences?
Yes, I have been here in India for last 20 years, and more than 15 years I am practicing Kathak dance. And to understand Indian culture, I had chosen the dance form as a medium to understand the culture. We can see here, can you see the screen, right?
Yeah, yes.
Korea and India has been sharing a rich relationship for a long time. That's why I think India pulled me from Korea. Although I didn't have anyone here, one day I just packed the baggage and came to India to, I don't know the reason, the power, the energy was there to pulling me here. The first one, if you see people like this love story very much, between Korean King Kim Suro and Indian legendary Queen Ho Hwang-ok's story. According to Samguk Yusa, which is a 13th century Korean book, Ho Hwang-ok, Queen, Indian Queen, was a princess of Ayodhya and become a wife of King Kim Suro in Kumgwan Gaya Kingdom. So all the way she came to Korea, and it is actually written in Ayutthha. She came from Ayutthha, but currently we are thinking that is Ayodhya. So in UP, you can see Yogiji and the Korean government is making this Queen's Memorial Park together. We can see another case. Buddhist monk Haecho wrote Wangho Chonchuk Gukjeon. It is a travel book of India. So we can see he described the life of Indians' life very detailed in this book. And third one, Rabindranath Tagore composed 4 lines beautiful poem called Lamp of the East for Koreans to give courage to become a leading country. This is old story. So because of that, I don't know, maybe I came here. So now, currently Indian government has been working to take this relationship ahead by not only various economic policies, but also included the Korean language in its national education policy to 2020. So number of Indians who want learn Korean language has been increasing big time. In the case of Indo-Korean Center, it's my center located in Pune. Now its admission duration actually within 3 days, almost all courses are full. 200 students already enrolled themselves. This much, it had been increased. Yes.
Excellent. I hope, I think more and more marriages happen between Korea and India. So not just you're all staying here, maybe our the ladies of India goes to Korea and settle there. So, so thank you so much for sharing very good information here. Now let me come back to Jennifer. I think so you have been living in India for a long time and you married an Hindu person and you came from Taiwan with Buddhism. So what are the differences? I mean, even Hindu itself, I think it's very difficult. So two religions and two different countries coming together and living together happily. What is the secret? I think what is the cultural integration, language integration, everything? You are a practical example. Can you please share some of your experiences, please?
Yeah, it's a long story if you give me time, but now I'm going to give you only a few seconds anyway. Okay. So starting, I would like to say about this Act East policy. I would like to also say, let you know that Taiwan, our government also has been promoting, we so-called southbound policy. Southbound policy 1.0 is about all these Southeast Asian countries. And now India for us is southbound 2.0. So we are focusing on India now. So it's So we are welcoming all the Indian companies to interact with the Taiwan company. And I'll come back to this topic about this religion. So I was going to start. I thought I'd give a little introduction about Taiwan as well, so you know. Okay, so me as the best example for the Buddhism and Hinduism, I would like to just tell you, I would like to say that actually I would say Buddhism and Hinduism is already in us. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Yeah,
your voice is breaking.
My net is
Yeah,
Yeah,
your
my,
net is,
my net is a little unstable today because, yeah, so can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello? Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
so but my comment will be like, there's already integrated in Buddhism for us, for Taiwanese, you know? So that's why I personally experienced, because after married, like since 2004, I started Bombay.
voice is trailing, Jennifer. You may like to reset and come back again, then we go.
Can you hear
Yeah.
me? Yeah,
Yeah,
can you hear me?
yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, is it better now?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so I would say, I just repeat again. I would say that Hinduism is already within us for the Taiwanese, because for us, many Taiwanese are considered Hindu. I mean, in India, the Hindu is like India is a home for our Buddha. So I believe, as I think, being so many years here, marriages and staying in a Hindu family, it is exactly the same. So I have not facing any problems, nobody in all kinds of functions like wedding or puja or all kinds of functions. There's nothing different, and totally very naturally already integrated. So I would say there's no issue at all and pretty the same. Even like after that, the concept like you have reborn because of reborn, so you have to behave well to have another better, you know, next life. So this is everything is so same. So my comments would be it's a totally integrated already. So and that's why I feel like my mother-in-law used to read the book of Bhagavad Gita to tell me about this. It is very much inspiring and very much similar to what I've learned from Taiwan. So
Okay.
it's very you know, nothing yeah.
Great. So maybe let me request Professor Vaijayanti Raghavan. So what do you think, I think the Korea, you have done a lot of research and all. So the similarities between the people and how do we can improve the current relationships, not just simply the physical transportation. Today we can connect to the people anywhere in the world with internet and all. So in the era of this digital, do you think we can have the emotional connect with the people? So what are the things needs to be done in our view based on our experience between South Korea and India?
Yeah, thank you very much. First of all, before I start, I'd like to thank HMA for inviting. I would also like to thank Mr. Sanjeev Ahuja of ACN, Asian Community Network, who's actually connected us and brought me into this forum. And of course, Mr. Krishna, the convener, and the moderator, Mr. Srinivasa Rao. Thank you very much. Since Unju Lim has told you about what the similarities are and how we connected historically, vis-a-vis Korean culture, I'd like to make very short 3 points. One is that we need to understand each other's culture. It is extremely important, whatever our dealings with a country, knowing its culture, like any of us know, is extremely important, especially during negotiations, especially to allay misunderstandings. Otherwise, you find that there is a breakdown. If you do not understand the body language, you do not understand the non-verbal cues, which are very important in East Asian culture, there can be a breakdown of negotiations. Therefore, learning not just the language, but through the language, their culture is extremely important for us Indians. The second point I wish to make is that until now, culture was looked at as a deficit making, meaning something that the government, if it wanted to promote, had to spend a lot of money, and it didn't all depend upon philanthropists or organizations like Spic Mackay and all those kind of things. But Korea is a typical example where culture is promoted by the government, and very positively. It has invested so much that in a matter of 10 years, from 2008, when culture was contributing, when Korean Wave outside the country, it was contributing only about 1.8 billion US dollars. By 2018, it has become 9.8 or close to 10 billion US dollars. So yes, that is the kind, and all this is through the promotion that the government has undertaken. So it's no longer deficit making. It has become a part of their foreign policy to promote Korean culture. Third point, briefly, that I wish to make is culture now is very different. It does not confine itself to the traditional culture of music, drama, dance, but it has become a global culture now because we are all connected. So what we as Indians should know is in the global culture, culture like cleanliness, culture like punctuality, culture like being organized, these are the things that people are looking for when they want to do any kind of a business with you or any kind of relations with you. So we need to bring in that into our culture of dealing with people. Thank you. I'll stop.
I think extraordinary, Professor Vaijayanti. I think this gives a lot of insight, even for the industrialists. It's not like just setting up the businesses and thinking that we grow and all. And we need to understand the body language, the non-verbal, and so how they react, how they can really, the cultural aspect of how well they are organized, they are planned, they are hardworking, they believe in plan. And but the other country probably, if they don't have such type of characteristics, there is always a big conflict. So it is very important if we want to establish that relationship and emotional bonding. Both sides, the understanding is required about the culture. I think you brought out a very important point. So I think Toby already talked about Japan. Probably we can skip Sujata. We can speak other topic with you now. Let me conclude now. Ling, so you basically is a great teacher of Mandarin. So what do you see the languages? I mean, do you see any similarities between our languages, like Sanskrit or Hindi, Telugu, Tamil? There are so many languages in India. Maybe 1,600 plus languages are there in India. So what do you see, how these linguistic aspects can be considered if you want to have an integration between the people?
Yeah, actually, I discovered something while I was teaching. Like in Hindi, you have the word ka, like Mary's shoes. You will say Mary got shoes. And this thing of ka is something like in Mandarin, we have the. We will say Mary the shoes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have something similar. Yeah. And then I want to talk about my other opinions. I think everything in our life is influenced by history, culture, language, even religions. When we talk about India, okay, in many Taiwanese mind, they think about, oh, yoga, oh, Bollywood, oh, sali, oh, you eat chapati with hand.
Okay.
When Indian talk about Taiwan, they think about, oh, kung fu movie.
Right.
Chopstick. Yeah, something like this. So I think actually the food, the dress, and the language affect our life deeply. Yeah, so actually we can work from this. Like, okay, we have some event, some function. You teach me yoga, I teach you kung fu, something. You teach me how to make chapati, how to make masala, and I teach you how to make snacks, something like this.
Okay.
And then we have actually in Taiwan we have a Buddhist NGO called 慈济 Foundation. I don't know. Do you know about this? Yeah, it's already 50 years old. 50 years old.
Okay.
They saved many people over 70 countries. Like it helps any religion and any countries when it's necessary. Like you can see some people, they are in deep blue tops with white pants when some natural disaster happened.
Okay.
It also provides health care and education and help some poor people to improve their lives. And also they are planning to come to India now.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Great. So I think it's fantastic. Certainly, it is very clear that understanding the cultures and learning from each other, the strong points, and leveraging that and establishing the emotional connect between the people help us to grow. And the real implementation of Act East policy happens only when all these things get integrated. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. So maybe we can work out after this session offline, we can write a white paper, all the 4 countries, how we can really integrate the culture, religion, historic aspects and food, everything, so that the people to people connection goes up manifold. Thank you so much. So,
Thank you.
Miss Ling, could you please mute your mic? Could you please mute your mic? There's a disturbance from you.
My mic, can you hear me now?
Yeah, you can mute now. Mute it.
Okay, mute. Thank you.
okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so for India, we consider northeast region is very, very, very important for us. So there are, okay, 7 or 8 states, some people say 7 and 8 and all, so whether Arunachal Pradesh or different countries, Manipal, Meghalaya, Sikkim, Tripura and other countries are there. So Dr. Inju, do you see, is there any leverage between the northeastern states of India and South Korea? So I would like to request, so I may not probably connect it to Taiwan and Japan, at least for now,
Yeah.
but at least South Korea perspective, I see there is a lot of synergy happened. So I request Dr. Inju to share a few thoughts, and after that, Dr. Vaijayanti also can share. South Korea and our northeastern states, what is that alliance, collaboration, and how it will really help us to grow further?
Yeah, we are
Yeah.
at this point of time, I'd like to just say that the focus should be on academics and industry possible collaborations. Industry academic collaborations. Please keep that in mind, Dr. Inju. Thank you. Am I clear, Dr. Inju?
Sorry, I couldn't understand.
Yeah. Thank you.
So I will talk about the northeast state. It is northeast state were the Hallyu starting point in India. So what is Hallyu? We need to understand this one. Hallyu is Korean wave. Korean drama, entertainment, movies, etc. are consumed by overseas consumers. This is called Hallyu. And as the ma'am said just before, South Korea maybe is the only one country in the world which has a dedicated goal to become a world leading exporter of popular culture. Why it is so important? It is a way for Korea to develop its soft power. Soft power refers to the intangible power with the country's image, rather than through hard force like military power or economic power. So to us, this is the power. So Korean government spread this culture intentionally, but now Korean wave is very, very popular in India after pandemic. According to Korean government report, India Hallyu growth is at #1. This is very latest report. And you can see in this chart, yeah, out of 18 countries, India is #1. And in what they are very much interested in entertainment show, animation, webtoon, books, game, fashion, beauty, food. India is #1 consumer in this Korean culture. So why it become like this? There are really big reasons. Actually, the northeast country was the starting point. They love K-pop, the Korean music. So these are I organized concerts in Delhi, Impal, Nagaland, as well as Pune. All 10,000 audience had come. So this is very popular in India now. Because of this, people want to learn Korean language also. Language is not separately working because Indian people want to understand Korean drama without subtitles. They want to understand lyrics of Korean pop music without any, not through in English.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why it becomes so popular. So all are connected.
Okay, I think that's great. So probably the concentration maybe northeastern countries accepting music, the culture, and some of the products and all. I'm sure it will spread all over India. In fact, I consistently see the Korean ads. They are very emotional. I mean, the father and the daughter relationship, father and son relationship, and all. There are great ads actually in the Korean, highly emotional. And few of the movies also we remade in India recently. Oh Baby, that is a Telugu movie, in fact.
If you look at the designated survivor, which the United States have done,
Right.
Korea had a beautiful version of it. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I'm seeing it at this point of time. I'm the 11th episode of it.
Ah, great. So thank you so much. I'm sure we will bring more and more, and also probably you take more and more from India. I hope you have seen the movie Bahubali or KGF. Dr. Inju?
Of course, I watch all Indian movies, Bollywood, South movie also, and even drama I watch. I listen to Indian classical music. I am dancing, Kathak dance also.
Yeah.
I mean, you have a triple R as well. RRR, Bahubali. They're blockbusters.
Yeah, thank you so much. So, Professor Raghavan, so how do you think northeastern countries take the lead for all India to ensure that cultural integration or the other integration happens between these countries like South Korea and India? So, do you see what else can be done?
Yes, I will try to confine to education and industry. Education, as Dr. Lim said, it did start in the love for Korean. It started in the Northeast. Way back even in 2008, we did research. A Korean colleague and I did a research on Korean wave in India. Even then, it was confined only to the Northeast, and even, shall we say, Chennai, where Sri Perumbutur, where Hyundai Motors had made investments. The community there was not interested in learning Korean culture per se. Culture meaning they were not interested in watching Korean dramas or listen to Korean music or watch Korean movies. They were not. They were confined. So it was confined to only the Northeast. But over a period of time, it has spread. It has boomed all over India to such an extent that you have 8 million fans of K-pop all over India now. And that's the fallout of that has been that the demand for Korean language, which initially when it started in the late 1990s at JNU was one of the premier institutions to have started Korean. There the demand was because they didn't get students, didn't get admission anywhere else, so they came into this. It was their third choice, second choice, third choice, which if they got in, they came. And because of the investments.
Okay. So, I think there is some power problem.
Some issue there,
Thank you so much. Now, let me change the gears. Till now, we spoke about culture, religion, and language, and then how do you integrate entertainment and all. Now, let us start the economy perspective, Tomio. So, can you please share some of your thoughts? I'm sure Japan is known for great innovations and electronic manufacturing or automotive. So what not? I think you are known for so many innovations, and the robotics area you are doing so well. 2050, you have a moonshot goals where you want to replicate the humans with the cybernet avatars. So a lot of things are happening, Society 5.0 and all. So Japan is known for that, and Taiwan is known for semiconductor industry. I think 95%. If Taiwan stops something, the whole world stops. So today that is the biggest challenge, especially in the semiconductor industry. South Korea is known for that. So there are great supply chains also in these countries. So what do you see? Do you see any constraints in India in terms of our policies or any reforms required from our side in the labor reforms or land acquisition reforms, or of course we started so many policy changes and all, to best leverage your abilities and to bring it something value to our economy? So what changes you propose in India? So Tomio, can you please share your thoughts on that?
Well, yes. I think there will be many and many more investments coming over from the eastern side of Asia, particularly from Japan, because of the the political situation with the mainland China is one factor that many countries and many economies are looking not dependent too much on the mainland China, and this will lead to a need for establishing the new supply chain, or the supply chain infrastructure between India and particularly in the East Asia, maybe through ASEAN countries as well, or integrated as well. So this is not just one single industry alone, but it will cover all the industries. Automotive is one, electronics another, mechanical engineering, any manufacturing of anything, and including the supply chain for the exports from India will be another consideration too. And particularly in the case of semiconductors, I know already Indian government is very keen and already have started discussion, very, very keen discussion between India and Korea as well as with Taiwan.
Okay.
So Japan is also a part of it. Yes. So Japan, Korea, and Taiwan, all these three economies are very much keen to develop good supply chain in India, particularly in the semiconductors and other sectors as well. This will be common to all. But one thing for sure is towards the year 2050, yes, it will be a totally different scenario. Once we collaborate each other and once India look at East and act East with those three economies very closely, then this can change the whole scenario of the global competitiveness as well.
Excellent. Right. That's excellent. I think the time has come for all of us to work together to establish a strong supply chain. And the demand is there. I mean, even in India, we have 1.4 billion population. We are the greatest consumers of the world. And with the greatest supply chains and industries, what you build, and if you can have that regional value chains and the supply chain hubs, certainly will grow. So my probably continuation of this, Professor Raghavan. So can you please share, do you see any improvements we need to do as a country in terms of the reforms? Whether to increase the trade or in something like investments. Let us say South Korea wants to invest a lot in different states in India. So
yes, yes, certainly. There are ways. I'm sorry, I got disconnected because of power cut, and I've just joined back, so I missed the introduction. But what you've asked me, I'll refer to that. We are making all the effort. Our Act East and things we've got, and it synergizes very well with South Korea's new Southern policy, which South Korea wanted to look southwards because it wanted to move away from its traditional partners. And it felt it was looking for alternatives. And it coincided very well with what India was trying to do. We were trying to not only look towards the East, but act with them. And one area, one region where they coincide, their interests coincide, is the ASEAN region. And so there is a lot of potential for us to work together. And also within our own countries. We do have bilateral trade, but what happens is in the bilateral trade, the Karo-Tar rules that we have introduced, which means that customs administration rules of origin. Now, when you introduce something like that, rules of origin, your imports from Korea do get affected. The trade doesn't go on smoothly. So our intentions are all very good. But when it comes to actually implementing it, we somehow have, our bureaucracy. Bureaucracy plays a major role as an impediment. They come up with various rules to safeguard themselves. Now, many of these things are also state subjects. Individual states like Tamil Nadu has liberalized greatly. So has Andhra Pradesh, I think, liberalized. So there is a lot of FDIs coming in there. But many other states, the compliances that are required are humongous. Not only central compliances, but state compliances. So the Modi government is trying to do away with those compliances, but again, bureaucracy gets in the way. They will need to tackle that situation, and then we can actually bring, we can synergize and converge our interests together. And a lot of FDIs are coming in, but unless we simplify the procedure,
I think that's very, very important. It's not just having the ambitions and establishing the MOUs and relationships. When it comes to the execution, a lot of smooth execution is required. Certainly, I think that's a very important point. Thank you so much. Jennifer, I think, so we want to grow at least 10, 15 times our semiconductor industry in India. So Taiwan is known for extraordinary semiconductors industry and all. So what do you think we need to do to have a better leverage between Taiwan and India to grow the semiconductor industry? So can you please share some of your thoughts on that?
Yeah, of course, the latest news is the semiconductor field collaboration, but there are still many others there, mostly into electronic parts, auto parts, and machinery, also chemistry. There are many other areas also have started the investment here in India. So I would just point out a few 3 points, which is the major issues and which government should really put focus on it. Number one is, of course, the import duty. See, Taiwan has not signed FTA with India. I know that is the latest news has come today. I think I saw they are under procedure now, because not only for semiconductor in any fields like machinery or auto, anything, with the high import duties, is very difficult to help India grow, because how we do the business is like, we don't directly come here to set up a factory. They will first, for many, particularly SME, they will start with export to India. Why? Because they don't know India market. So they will try with the export procedure to here to try the market and understand the market. Then second, when they got confident, they will start setting up the factory here. Once they have understanding the market, know how getting confident. So that's why the first thing, the import duty is very high, then people will be hesitating to come to India because they feel very unknown and very risky. So that's why I think the first thing is import duty. And second is infrastructure. Because see, so particularly for those semiconductor, they need a very strict environment. I would say like stability of electricity and water, which is extremely important, particularly for the high technology, particularly that semiconductor is very strictly into these. So I think many south part states, they are very unstable in these. For example, this semiconductor, you can have 1 second drop of electricity, and also water quality should be very good. Other you got scratch on the chips, So these are very big. So I mean, this is for semiconductor, but other might be little less. But the main thing is stability of the electricity and water is extremely important. And also for the industrial area, the road development also is very important because for the logistic way, they will need to send you all over India or even export. So that is one of the point which people are focused on, a good road. So infrastructure, including water, electricity, and road, good road.
All right.
Yeah, so I just point out one more last point, which is another issue, because I hope that you can put in a white paper to the government or whatever about the labor union is also a big obstacle, because there are a few cases that the harassment of the labor union. So I would just say that government should maybe have a very sound, healthy rules for the laborers, and also so it can help protect our, foreign companies as well. So that is my request.
Right. I think thank you so much. Like Professor Vaijayanti mentioned, it's not only the central government, state governments also needs to look at, every state government has a lot of empowerment in terms of the water and power and road. In fact, the central government is investing billions of dollars to connect India. So yes, but these things require a lot of smoothness in the bureaucracy and the policy changes and the procedure changes and all. So probably we'll see that if any recommendation paper might come from Hyderabad Management Association representing these are all the immediate changes can brought in. Of course, it will take time and all. Thank you so much. And now let us go to the third important piece of our discussion. So we are known for innovations. In fact, India was known for great inventions. It's not only innovations. And probably many thousands of years back, we had a great history of inventing zero, inventing chess. We did the first surgery. I'm sure in the 1000 BCE, we used to have 33% of the economy all over the world. And we had great academic institutions like Nalanda, Takshashila and all. Whatever happened, 200 plus years, I think a lot of changes happened and all. But now, Taiwan or Japan or South Korea, so a lot of inventions and innovations and world-class academic institutions got established. So I will start with Tomio. So what do you think the collaboration between Indian academic and research institutions and with Japanese institutions happen so that the technology transfer happen, the innovations, and it's not just one event or one mega international conference. I fundamentally don't believe that will really great sustainable impact. So can you please share what we need to do to have this great collaboration and consistently we can get the value for both countries?
Yes, particularly I'd like to focus on one area, which is IT and AI, IoT. This can be the drivers of all the industries in the coming decades. And India has its strengths, and Japan, for example, has its strengths in mechanical engineering or hardware. When it comes to hardware, I think Japan is the best, still the best, I believe. But in terms of software, this integration of software with hardware is inevitable. As you introduced kindly, the Society 5.0 that Japan is looking at right now in the coming decades, that is the whole, new scenario, new dimension, all new innovative, technologies has to be introduced, but never ignoring any software industry, which is very much, potential here in India as a human resource, as well as the already, existing global companies led by the Indian brains. This can be integrated into one with Japan, Korea, and Taiwan, so that we can develop new values, create new values to the life, to the society, which is our goal for the Society 5.0. I'd like now invite Sujata-san, my friend Sujata Kodekar-san, to talk about this is expertise, software. Yes.
Yeah, Sujata.
Thank you so much, Tomio-san and everybody here. As far as Japan is concerned, Society 5.0, we have been talking more than 3 years back when we started thinking about it. They have rolled out 5.0 at various wards, only 2 wards are remaining. So they are much ahead in case of connectivity, in case of innovations. Let me tell you a small example in 30 seconds. When I was in Tokyo in 2019, the complete registration at one of the hotels was done by robot. And we never recognized the person as robot. And later on, we got to know that it's robot and there was no human interaction while bookings were done. So they're definitely ahead of it. Now, what is gap as per my knowledge is, though India has standard education, which is accepted all over Japan, many Indians are not aware of the opportunities that Japan is giving scholarships for research and innovation. So that awareness has to increase all over India. Generally, Indians do not think Japan as a career options, wherein myself and Tomio-san are visiting many colleges and trying to educate students that Japan has great career options, and as well as it's very great country to live in. I have spent about 7-8 years, so I can definitely bank upon it. And many of our students should avail the scholarship, research scholarship basically, and whatever innovations we are doing, if we could join hands with each other, then this is going to be great collaboration for future.
Very valuable.
Right. Yeah. So, Sujata, most of the times we are very good at signing MOUs and with Big Bang events and all. But I've seen so many academic institutions not leveraging that relationship. Suppose if you say that we established a great relationship and partnership with some of the premier institutions in Japan. So what do you think some improvements needs to be done from our end to get the best out of that relationship?
Perfect question for the event, sir. Basically, what is happening while signing MOU, both the managements, they come together and they need to have advisor who has spent time in Japan as well as in India and understand the gaps between two countries. They sign MOU with the intention of doing everything, but it happens that celebration happened till MOU getting signed in. That particular information, that what is required to be done at ground level, that doesn't flow to ground level. And student doesn't know that language is required, culture study is required, what is required as Japan is concerned. Students are also having some fear regarding Japan, tsunami, earthquakes and typhoons and everything. So that education needs to flow below, and that's how students will come up saying that, no, I need to go to Japan, I want to do this.
Right. I think there should be an execution governance is required. It's not just simply the branding and event. I think there should be leadership. There should be a proper plan, monitoring mechanism, ensuring that the results are basically delivered. I think that's very important. Thank you so much. So Jennifer, I think I want to thank you. During COVID times, I have seen in video and this one, how well the students and teachers, they really manage in the schools, I think phenomenal. The way the students comes and the precautions taken at the schools. I think there are so many great, I think, culture was there in Taiwan in terms of the education. And also in the higher education perspective, we would like to know from you, what are all the opportunities exist from Taiwan to India in terms of the different areas? What do you think? Are we missing something? Did we explore in our view? From Taiwan to India?
Yeah, actually, I totally agree with this Tomo you're saying about the sectors, which is IC, software of Indian. So totally agree. And I just want to share one successful example here. You can also know that Taiwan, we have successfully have one MOU, or you can say cooperation with IIT. I think it's IIT Roper. So we have already successfully tied up with IIT Roper, and there's one center called Angel Taiwan. You can write it down later. Do some research. Angel Taiwan Joint Resource Center on Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning. So they have set up this already interaction in MOU, and both schools like Taiwan University and IIT have done some courses together. And they are together. Also, they have, I think last year they have developed during the COVID time, developed certain thing, and also cooperate with the SRM, we call Institute of Science and Technology. They have together developed this facial recognition system to help track the temperature. So I think it's a very good example that you can university here and Taiwan can cooperate together in certain technology which can help in building up university students exploration in the science and all this type of. I believe there's another case also. I'm not found information, but there's another cooperation about the, I think in the what do you call that, the rocket, something in the aerospace also was there. Okay. I can share next time.
Yeah.
All right. I think it's very exciting. I mean, yeah. So I think a lot of people don't know about this also.
I just want to know one thing which I want to tell you is I do think there is a lot of area, not only this, but I think what we can do is like, but we Taiwanese, we will need to identify the institution, the strength, and how we can cooperate. So that is the main obstacle. We need some Indian professions to help us identify. Then only we can cooperate, more and more collaboration will be happening. So
excellent.
Work on.
Right. I think that's phenomenal. I think so. We can learn a lot, and not only that, I think some cultural aspects from Japan, how they teach the students from the childhood. I think phenomenal. And so in Indian education, we can really certainly bring that. Maybe some piloting in some of the very renowned schools where they are ready to implement that. Certainly, I think the education in Taiwan. So there are phenomenal. Okay, coming back to for any country. I think engineering and research, at least now, with the technologies becoming a backbone. So India, probably we have been investing reasonably on research in the different areas. In the latest technologies could be, you call it as nanotechnology or quantum computing or digitalizing engineering like industrial internet of things and all. So not just the academic institutions. So let me talk to Sujata, Japanese perspective. So do you see, you have been working with so many companies also. I'm not talking about information technology now, I'm talking about engineering outsourcing, for example. So how this R&D hub in India, like we spoke about supply chain hubs and all, a lot of opportunities exist. Unless the R&D is there, 2047, what we are telling about 100 years of our independence celebration, we must improve R&D in India. So what to be done by leveraging this Act East policy? So what you suggest to improve the R&D in India with the collaboration of these great countries?
Yes, so as I mentioned earlier, Japan, specifically Japan is giving a lot of scholarship in research area, wherein most of our companies and R&D departments are not aware of scholarships from Japan. They are aware of scholarships from other countries and they concentrate on those countries, wherein Japan give 100% paid scholarship and they give stipend as well. So that education needs to be given to all these departments. One important thing with our R&D departments is whatever the budget allocated to this R&D department, they don't spend the budget till the year end. I have been seeing it in many of the companies in automobile as well as in IT industry. Somehow we are not spending the budget and we are not availing this aids given by other countries. So we need to concentrate on both points.
Okay, that's very important. So Jennifer, do you have any thoughts on that? How do we promote research and inventions? Okay, it's not innovations. I mean, innovations we are very good at. So I'm talking about something we create which doesn't exist. So how we can work together and make India as also a hub of R&D for the next generation engineering innovations or technological innovations.
So
Voice is trailing now.
First thing,
Jennifer, your net is a bit slow. Yeah.
Your voice, maybe I will come back to you.
You can reset your. Yeah.
You can reset.
No, it's trailing still, Jennifer.
Yeah, is it better?
Ah, better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Go ahead.
Yeah. Now you. Yeah.
Yeah.
We can't hear you, Jennifer. Okay, let's move to the next speaker.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
How do I switch on my camera so it's better?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
So can you hear me?
Yeah. Please go ahead.
So I just give a very short comment.
No, I think it's trailing still. You better log out and log in again once more, Jennifer. That will be better. That's good.
Yeah, maybe let me talk to Professor Vijay.
I believe that university.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Dr. Vaijayanti Raghavan, so what do you think South Korea and India? So, if you want to work together and then establish great R&D centers of global scale, and the inventions coming from India can really, it's like reverse innovation. The inventions and manufacturing in India is, I think, very less expensive, but highly valuable. So what do you think we could do with the South Korea and India? Your R&D can be promoted within India.
Yeah.
Your voice muted.
You please unmute yourself.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Just like Tomio-san said about Japan and whatever is the strength of Japan, what India lacks, and what India has, Japan lacks. It's identical with Korea. Their software, they are lacking in software, whereas hardware technology, they are extremely good. So our Prime Minister does realize that we need to take their help in his 3 policies, being Digital India, the Smart City, and Skill India, which is very important. Skill India is where I think we can greatly benefit from Korea if we carry this forward and skill our human resource, the demographic dividend that we have. If we are able to skill them properly, I think we could do a lot. And as far as innovations and research is concerned, it does happen. There are, but again, like what Madam Kolekar said, that a lot of MOUs are signed, but at the implementation stage, somewhere we do not comply with whatever the funding agency, they bring in the funds. Because they have the funds, they bring in the funds, and we contribute our ideas, our thoughts, and the collaborative research happens. But we are not able to fulfill what their requirements are. They require constant reporting of the progress, the constant reporting of every year the results, which we do not believe in. We are very lax. We feel once the money has come, why should a funding agency? We feel it hurts our pride, I think. At least that is my experience at JNU, that we don't believe in reporting. And it's not that I, as the center head, could have reported. It has to be the administrative head who sends a report. So no amount of reminding from us would get them. They're so busy in other work that they do not understand the importance of reporting, where, though it has signed the agreements, that this was not carried over. And I'm afraid that must be the case in all other collaborations for research as well that happens. Working out, 2 organizations need to sit together, work out the details, expectations, you build in the culture of each country, and they understand the management level, they understand the culture, that it's a big no. If you do not comply to what is required, things don't progress. Right. And one way of doing it at the classroom level also is to invite people from industry and incorporate that in the classroom situation of them, not only teaching you the vocabulary, teaching the students the future they plan to recruit, meaning not a surety, but at least tell them that this is what we look for, come equipped, you do have courses and specialized terminologies, please incorporate this, and this is the culture, work culture we are expecting, and this is the internship, and this. We tend to, our students want at the entry level maximum money. They only are willing to join if the money is right for them. But for the Koreans, the attitude is important. They say, you prove your worth. You come in at whatever level, whatever salary we give you, but you show your attitude, your dedication, your commitment, we will promote you. We will give you your bonuses. We'll give you your hike. So there's a mismatch in the cultural understanding of what we need to.
No, I think this is a very soft aspect. Many of us ignore. Yes. And we think that the funding has come and that's it, it will just go. I don't think. I think, as you rightly said, the way they execute, their leadership style, their attitude, their culture and all is different. I'm sure this plan, do, check, act. I fundamentally believe in that, the Deming's wheel. Probably we Indians needs to improve in the planning and I think the checking. Maybe we are doers. And when crisis comes, we immediately act. We are the great crisis managers. Yes. So I think the plan and check are the missing elements. What we as a culture needs to embrace that from other countries. Then this PDCA cycle really completes. I'm sure we can do a great job. I think a lot of constraints also you expressed. I think Jennifer expressed about different constraints like power, water, or the roads and infrastructure and all. So those things needs to be looked at. Like Sujata mentioned, we don't even know what are all the research fellowships are there, or stipends are there, or funding is there and all. So I think there is a lot of synergies possible. Okay, I want to ask Tommy one question. You have been in India for a long time. And we say that our GDP contribution from small, mid-size and MSMEs especially, okay, micro, small, medium enterprises is around 35 to 40% of Indian GDP. And most of these are unorganized and some are very organized. So what you see with your experience, especially in the era of this fourth industrial revolution, and of course in the next 25 years, we are talking about fifth industrial revolution with the hyper automations. These MSMEs will survive. So what is your thought on that?
Yes, that's a very big question. I think it's a big challenge to get all the MSMEs coming up with sustainability. But, you know, in Japan too, there are so many MSMEs supporting the large corporations. You know, the majority are the small ones. And only few number of great corporations are, you know, supporting the entire economy. But it doesn't mean that small, medium enterprises are not contributing at all. So I think India should bring up such an ecosystem that with the large corporations, with the support of micro, small, medium enterprises, do them as a consortium or as a group of companies in the industry that support all the growth of India nationwide. I think in this regard, I think the industry association, industry groups can also learn from Japan how they made it. See, in the last 3-4 decades ago, if you see, the Japanese industries are booming all worldwide, and Japan has become the #1 in global competitiveness. Then that was really supported by those small, medium enterprises. Without them, nobody could do this kind of success. So I think in this regard, also there must be some collaborations. We can make some platform in between the 2 countries or 3 countries together, you know, to make up such a forum or make up such a group of people who can interact and to learn from each other. And especially in the hardware manufacturing, India can learn a lot from Japan and Korea. You know, for example, the World Competitiveness Index by IMD, Switzerland. You know, if you recall this, the World Competitiveness Index 2021, see, 2021, the latest one by IMD, Switzerland, you know, it is ranking the nations like Japan is only 31. Japan is only 31 rank, but Taiwan is number 8.
Wow.
South Korea is 23.
Okay.
And China, mainland China is 16, you know, and, you know, India was ranked 43, right? So that means India has a lot to learn from those other countries, Eastern countries and economies, including Taiwan. See, Japan is why it's so low, because this IMD, the Switzerland think tank, is making some criteria and parameters different from the others like the World Bank or World Economic Forum. But it is one thing for sure is Japan is not very much, you know, competitive in terms of the cost, right? So the global competitiveness index that requires the competitive edge, not just the technology, but the cost also.
Yeah, it's a tax reforms also comes there, right? Yeah.
India, I believe India and Japan can work together and get the best out of each other and complement each other and to come up with the best manufacturing system in the world. That's what I think we can do it.
Excellent. Thanks so much. In fact, when you raised that competitive index, so I was looking at almost 40 plus global indices of India. Yesterday, I was just, I'm very curious to look at what is the hunger index, what is the poverty index, what is innovation index, what is skills index and all. I think a lot to be done if we want to realize our dream of 2047, 100 years of our independence. I think improving those indices, of course, some metrics, some parameters we may not agree, that's fine. But that is a global metric we need to follow. Certainly that will help us. Thank you so much, Tomio. Now, Dr. Yumzu, I have one question today. I think everybody's talking about sustainability development goals. In fact, in Hyderabad, Mr. Krishna Prasad taken a lot of, I think, energy and enthusiasm to start Lions Club for sustainability development goals at Hyderabad. I'm sure United Nations started this a few decades back. I think Millennium Goals have become sustainability development goals. So what you see, even in that SDG index, we are 136 India.
Yeah.
So we need to really do a lot of things on that. There are 17 goals are there. So Dr. Inju, do you see, can we learn something from Korea? I have not seen what is your ranking, but can we learn from Korea how the sustainability development, any development happens in the country must be sustainable. It should not impact the environment, it should not impact the people, it should not impact the nature and life under the sea, life in the land, whatever, right?
If you just allow me before you say
that is our passion.
say anything. When it comes to sustaining, we have seen a great collaboration between an Indian pharma company and a Japanese pharma company. For whatever reasons, that relationship would not get sustained. Now, where you say it's a quality, you say it's a compliance, you say it's the cost, whatever. So when we speak of sustainability, let us keep those things in mind to see that the quality, compliance, and the bonding takes place in such a way, sustainability is forever. I know it's impossible to sustain anything forever, but from that point of view, let us discuss. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, Dr. Indu.
Actually, the agenda regarding sustainability development goals are very basic. We learn those things in our kindergarten.
Oh my God.
Yes.
We are not learning even after acquiring PhD here. Sorry.
Very basic thing for human beings. So it's not that special. Koreans are doing very well or Indians are not doing well. It's we know very well we need that, but what is the problem is the effect method we need to find out to uplift people's consciousness. So general people's consciousness we need to bring up. So how we will do that? I believe the culture is the key point. People, we need to move people's mind. So to move people's mind, heart, then the cultural method would be very, very effective. Music, dance, our movie, we need to make a collaboration with that. And Korea in 1970s, we developed our country quickly because the consciousness was going up because of some campaigns our president had done it. So I experienced that in my childhood. So the effect method or using performances, art form would be the best key. So nowadays, I am not here to promote only Korean culture. Korean culture is the world number one, I can't say, because we need to know each other. We need to bridge to each other. Then Korean company management also want to know about Indian culture, local language, survival Hindi. They want to know, but there is no very less people to train them. And Vice Giant Ma'am said attitude, non-verbal expressions, working culture. We need to know about that. We need to teach them. But who can teach this? Oh, someone need to know both culture from the experience, not from the book. So we need to put together our brain together, and we need to make some performance, especially festivals, Asian festivals, cultural festivals together. So we will understand each other's culture very well, and we will make some training courses together. So to Koreans, we teach Hindi or local languages, and Korean company workers, we need to teach Korean languages like that. So I am doing Korean Hindi translation also, animation, Korean animation, and webtoon I'm translating into Hindi. We have that project also. Yeah. So this kind of intercultural events we need to make. That is the way to go, I believe.
I think the point, what you mentioned is very important is whatever the passion, energy, enthusiasm, leadership we have, unless we have that attitude, the behavior and culture, the sustainability development doesn't happen. I think that's a very important point you mentioned. So the countries which really build that from education, and since the child kindergarten, you said, right? So that's where I think we need to get it. So let me go to Ling Ling Lu. So you have been a teacher.
Yeah.
So are you factoring something to the students in such a way, hey, you know one thing, the sustainability you develop, not at the cost of the other things. So it should be sustainable. That means whatever we create today, it should not harm the next generation. That is called sustainability. So do you teach such type of things in education to the students? So that the students really become sustainable development conscious leaders?
Actually, I come to India via Taiwan Education Ministry. Already over 600 MOUs between India and Taiwan universities. They have signed. Okay, 68 Indian universities have signed MOU with 256 Taiwan universities. And even your IIT, Madras, Bombay, IIT, and Raipur, many IIT also joined the MOU. And then among these Indian universities, which cooperate with Taiwan Education Ministry, there are 24 Taiwan education centers related to some Mandarin teaching or students exchange. Then for students and teachers, Taiwan Education Ministry provides some subsidy and scholarship. For example, for students, we have Mandarin enrichment scholarship, and then short-term exchange scholarship, and international graduate programs scholarship. For teachers, we have Mandarin teachers with Indian nationality, training course and subsidy. And then we have the other things special is like exchange language. For Indian teachers, you can apply to teach English in Taiwan to students like under senior high school. Yeah, and we provide the salary.
Sure.
We do something like this. Yeah.
So are you tracking this 650 MOUs, how they are performing? Every year you track and release something like out of this MOU 1, 2, 3, 650. This is going fine, this is not going fine, something like that?
Sorry, I didn't get you, but we have the MOU with many Indian universities, and the numbers is increasing.
Okay.
Yeah, and even Bangalore is new. Some universities in Delhi, in Kolkata, even in Assam, in Chennai, in Bombay, we have many universities. Indian universities have signed the MOU with with Taiwan Education Ministry with
Hyderabad is
university.
missing.
Anything from Hyderabad?
It's missing, so let's have one.
Anything from Hyderabad, where we are sitting here? This is
Hyderabad is new for us. We didn't have cooperate with Hyderabad universities.
Okay.
Even Ahmedabad is there. Even Ahmedabad is there.
Okay.
So actually, I'm here to promote. If any Indian university in Hyderabad or even other cities from other cities want to have a cooperation with Taiwan Education Ministry, I can provide a contact.
Excellent.
We'll come back to you. Apart from Hyderabad, which is actually in the Telangana state, we have one more state by name Andhra Pradesh. You know, HMA covers 2 states, Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. So we'll come back to you. We'll connect offline and then try and have those things.
So, Dr. Vaijayanti, very quickly, because in the last moment of our panel discussion, quickly, can you please put your thing mute, please? Yeah. Dr. Vaijayanti Raghavan, so what do you think if you want to have a development highly sustainable? So what India must do, what we can learn from South Korea or Japan or Taiwan?
Yes, with Korea, I certainly know, and I am sure the same applies because they're all the same family of countries with Taiwan and Japan also. Green technology, they are way ahead in green technology, and and decarbonization and how to go ahead with it. So we can learn a lot from them and collaborate. But I feel for the success of any such thing, like Dr. Lim rightly said, you have to uplift the consciousness of people. And they have to become aware that it is important, not that, you don't do it in front of somebody, but you carry on in your own house, living the way, and then espouse, such thoughts, high-level thoughts only in public, but actually even the educated people. But in their own personal lives, they will not like to adhere to those rules. So there has to be a consciousness that has to be built, whether it is amongst the uneducated or even amongst the educated. Secondly, it's the nature of the society. We are quite individualistic, and we are quite compartmentalized in our thinking, and I would say that our the kind of democracy or the election winning, vote winning kind of a thing, we tend to break up. Whereas it's a very collective society. Right. Regardless of what the election politics is, when it comes to action, they think unitedly. If it's for them, national interest is supreme. So if it is for national interest, everybody makes a sacrifice. The crisis that they faced, the Asian crisis, 1998 crisis that they faced, and it was terrible crisis. Korea was one of the worst hit. When IMF really came down heavily on them, all the people, they gave their gold, their money, their everything. Can you think of something like that happening in India? They gave it to the country's coffers, treasury, for the country to come out of this crisis. Okay. So those kind of values is difficult in India, I do understand. But at least technology-wise, the green technology and things, sustainability, and we could also ask them how to uplift the consciousness of people? What kind of media digitalization or media, kind of awareness that we can build? They are very good in media output also.
Right. Okay. I think all these things lead to one important thing is the education, the parental system, the teachers. I think the whole ecosystem has to change if we talk about very ambitious goals. I think the fundamentals needs to be corrected, and like we need to look at the basic things like electricity, water, transportation, and we also need to look at the innovations and the R&D and so on and so forth. So in the interest of the time, I think could we take few questions from the audience? So I request audience to share a few questions
In the chat box.
Yeah.
Yeah, my name is Murli. I'm from Vedavak System Limited company from Hyderabad and also member of HMA. Many thanks for this wonderful session. It is very informative. Good insight has been shared by all the panel. We are thankful to you all. My question is, for SMEs, what is your view in taking on a progressive front? What could be the key points?
Tomio, you want to share a few of your thoughts on the SMEs, please?
Well, yes, there has to be some platform or system, ecosystem that can build up collaboration with India, with some country like Japan. They have to have a constant meetings, interactions, some series of training courses, and some specific policies has to be built, so that the ecosystem can be built up with the support of the government, and some incentives has to be given by the government as well. And they must form such, kind of business circles or associations in each individual industry sector. In Japan case, there are in every sector of the industry, there is a group of people, group of companies, all get together. And on top of that, there is one body, the government body, who supervises all the transactions, operations, happening on a day-to-day basis, and picking up some of the common issues and to find a solution to it. So I think, I don't know how much India has built this kind of ecosystem, but it has to be there, and you can learn a lot from Japan's history and their experience.
Okay. All right, so any questions?
There are a few things in the chat box. Please allow me to go for that. We'll do it quickly. Mr. Sanjeev Ahuja informs that Taiwan has signed a memorandum of understanding with English Foreign Languages University, Hyderabad. Recently. Oh, that's
Symphony University, I guess, right?
You could see it on the screen, that's what you have, and a few more things are there. I'd like to just go through them very, very fast on that. Yeah, okay. Ms. Sanjeev is clarifying some of the things. Okay. Yeah, I guess there are mostly links given on the ACN related thing. And then Ms. Neela Murali Kishore was saying a very correct, Ms. Tomio, Vishabhai, very valuable information. That's a compliment coming from him. Okay, fine. The CCCCE AP initiative started way back in 2019, now with SDC. This is Sanjay Gedalai speaking about it. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
I think going by this, not many questions are there. Okay, there are compliments mostly.
Are any questions? Anybody wants to speak out?
Directly speak, please go ahead. Yeah.
Maybe a couple of questions, then we can conclude.
I would say one thing, if you permit me. All of you are there. Post this conference, it is just the beginning, not the end of it. We'll try and connect with Korea, then Japan, of course, Taiwan as well, in terms of academic and then industry possible collaborations. What have already been taken place in both these states of Telangana and Andhra Pradesh are fine. But beyond that, please note the book is open now, and many more pages will have to be seen to be written on them. And we, as Act East policy, we will also act HMI policy. Whatever we have initiated, we will try and take it forward. Okay. So any queries, please. Let's go very fast. Our Secretary, Honorary Secretary of Hyderabad Management Association, Mr. Ravi Kumar Jain, will give the word of thanks. 1 minute, he's on the line. Go ahead. Any questions, please? Hello?
Yeah. Any further questions, please? Education, innovations, investments, infrastructure, research.
Okay, fine. I'll do that.
Culture, religions.
You are in now. Yeah.
Roshan, can I just mention one thing?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, actually, this meeting, I think, will be developed further into the near future. I initially thought of making this event as a co-organization of with the ACN. It's an online media, Asian Community News, and 4 speakers here, 4 panelists out of 6 today are belonging to this Asian Community News Editorial Advisory Board.
Wow.
And,
Okay.
The founder of ACN is also listening to us today, and they are very much keen to develop relationship, enhancement of relationship between India and the east part of Asia, which is, South Korea, Taiwan, and Japan. They're very keen. So if Hyderabad Management Association is interested in developing this forum to be more specifically discussing and inviting some of the prominent speakers from the government, from the industry, from the cultural sector, from academia, we can develop such forums even further, because this is a very unique, gathering. Normally we do alone. I'm just talking about Japan and India. Dr. Lim talking about Korea and India.
Right.
Jennifer Sun is talking about Taiwan, India. Individually, it's happening everywhere in every sector. Individual meetings are happening.
Okay.
That's fine. But this collaborative work and collective, results can be a very new thing. And I think for India, it will be the much more benefit for you than for us.
So, sir, let me tell you one thing. Let's take this forward for sure. After this will have to be put up to the managing committee of Hyderabad Management Association as per the systems and procedures that are set in. Certainly, we'll take it forward, and I'm sure that we will have that relationship with the ACN on the way forward. But then it needs to have a discussion internally. You can propose. We'll have a mail initiation done. We'll put it up to the managing committee and take it forward. Thanks a lot for the proposal. Yeah. Now, sir, if you could just roughly conclude it. We'll go
I think, thank you so much. I think this is a wonderful discussion, and usually I chair the panel discussions. Mostly we talk about technologies, digitalization, industrialization and all. This is entirely different, and Act East policy has a lot of power. It's a question of, I think, how do we leverage and how we come together, connecting people to people, emotionally connecting with culture and other historical facts, what we have, innovations, research and inventions, and then investments, and how we can also develop the industries, both sides really helps. And most importantly, we as a country also need to look at how we can come out of this bureaucratic bottlenecks and a culture of just limiting to do and check, but it should be plan, do, check, act, everything, the cycle should be complete. So as Tomio-san suggested, so maybe one conference with all the countries can come to Hyderabad or someplace in Andhra Pradesh, and we can explore a day deliberations and then see that what we as I think the team can collectively do some drop in the ocean influence we can do, that will be a great. Thank you so much, and over to Mr. Krishna Prasad. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All the panelists, the chairperson for it, on behalf of On my personal behalf, on behalf of the International Desk of Hyderabad Management Association, and on behalf of the Managing Committee, it has been a great confluence. As I said, it's just the beginning, it's not the end of it. Let's take it forward. It's not just collaborating on academics and industry, and also in culture. I think in future I'll have to use the word culture apart from industry academics.
Yes.
That makes us bond, as we have actually seen, as most of you have said that. Now we have with us our secretary, honorary secretary of Hyderabad Management Association, Dr. Ravi Kumar Jain. Sir, you need to rename yourself, otherwise we see you only as a HMA. Anyways, so Dr. Ravi is there online, all the way from Mumbai. Okay. Thank you very much, sir, for coming here to give a word of thanks from out of your busy schedules. Go ahead, sir. At the end of it, before we close, I just give a couple of things about HMA and its membership and all that. Thank you very much. Go ahead, sir, with the word of thanks.
Great. Thank you so much. As usual, SVKP Garu, you do everything in your own inimitable style. And this program is no exception. And I'm so happy to see Tomio-san and VSR Garu in this group, Sanjay and others. Such an interesting topic and such an important forum it is, and a very interesting group that we had today to deliberate on a very important topic called Act East. Now, when you say Act East, we have always been aspiring to look west for the last 50, 60 years. Now, perhaps it is time for us to look inside. And when we say look inside, it is looking east. And east is where the sun rises. East is where the energy flows from. East is where the brightness comes. East is where the demographics is. East is where the technology is. East is where the energy is. And east is where the development can be steered from. And I think this program by HMA through the international desk championed by our own SVKP Garu, I fondly call him as Action Jackson of HMA, and very ably steered by a very, very meticulous planner, my friend VSR Garu, V. Srinivas Rao Garu. And anything that he takes up, he is so meticulous in his planning, word to word, minute to minute, second to second, he does it. And when we were looking at the program structure and all, it was superb. Let me take this opportunity on behalf of HMA and the entire management committee and leadership of HMA to put on record our gratitude and thanks to Ms. Sujata Kolekar, Tomio-san, our own friend from Pune, Professor Vaijayanti Raghavan, Dr. Lim, Dr. Jennifer Makecha, and Ms. Wu for joining us for the deliberations today and highlighting on several important areas and several important aspects where we can explore to have synergy between India and the eastern part, or when I say between, it is not between, among the eastern part of the globe, and it starts from Japan and perhaps reaches up to India. And I think we must, when we say, the Bharatvarsh actually starts somewhere from the middle of the earth, that is, the eastern hemisphere, and goes up to Japan, the land of rising sun. So I'm sure this is just a beginning of a big initiative, as Tomio-san suggested. A lot can be done, a lot can be explored, and a lot of people across countries are coming forth to join hands to ensure that we can create and deliver value. I think with those wishes that we are going to create, HMA is going to be a catalyst and a change maker, and perhaps the torchbearer in making this initiative bring in some interesting developments on academia and industry collaboration, and one-to-one collaboration also make possible going forward in future. Thank you so much, all of you. And my thanks to, again, especially to the international desk and our SVKP and the leadership of HMA, Madam President Kavita and Vice President Ramchandra Garu for constantly encouraging all of us and making these kind of programs possible. And I'm also happy that today we are doing this in a hybrid mode where a team is sitting in physical mode at HMA office, and we are all connected on the screen, sitting at various places. I think this year, this is a distinctive feature that we have added to HMA office, and I'm thankful to my secretarial office who could tolerate me and my strict timelines and demanding activities. Thank you so much once again. Namaskar to all of you.
Thank you so much, Dr. R.K. Jain, for that quintessential summing up that you did in terms of word thanks. As the Bhagavad Gita says, Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana, ma karma phala heturubhu mate sango asvakarmani. From this Vedic land of Ramayana and Mahabharata, we have somebody like Amitabh Bachchan's father, which is quoted very frequently by our Sanjay Gadalai. Koshish karne walan ko kabhi haar nahi hoti. Right? That is one thing which we all follow. Robert Frost said that sometime. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, and I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. In our academic collaborations, in our industrial collaborations, in our cultural confluences, let us try and initiate the efforts and continue them in such a way that we sustain the growth, we sustain the relationship, we make a big bond of progress through all these areas. My special thanks to Tomio-san for making this possible. I've been disturbing him when he was shifting his house. I know I've been disturbing him regularly, but then he made it a point. And my thanks are also specially due to our chair of the day today, BSR. I mean, he is a person, once you give a task, he goes ahead meticulously, as our secretary, Ravi Kumar Jain said. He has done everything in a very spick and span manner. Thank you very much, sir, for sparing your time and steering the thing, everything well. Hyderabad Management Association, as I told you, is a 60-year-old organization. Consider being a member of it. It's not that you need to stay in Andhra Pradesh or Telangana to be a member of it. You can stay across anywhere in the world. We have got international, membership possibilities. We've got corporate, memberships, large scale, small scale. We've got individual life and annual memberships. We've got institutional memberships, academic institutions, NGO memberships, anything, be a part of it. We are part of the All India Management Association, governed by them, based in Delhi. But then we are one of the most vibrant, local management associations across the country of the large nation of India. So we all welcome you with open hearts to be a part of HMA. Whoever would like to consider that. And some of the fee structure that we have is a very least, but definitely quality compliance matches the best in the industry of the IIMs of the world, the business schools that we have around. And thanks for all of your time. Let's take this relationship forward. We acknowledge the presence of very senior members here. We have our convener MSME, Mr. Rajendra Krishna Prasad, attending today. Our past president, Mr. Ravi Kumar Pisapati, is also, I see him. I don't see his video, but then I see him there. And thank you very much for the rest of all the people, HMA members, non-members, the international panel members here, and everyone here. Thanks a lot. With that, we sign out from HMA. Karthik, you can end the.
Thank you.
No, SVKP, do you want to take a picture?
Yeah, I think Karthik,
Karthik, you can take a picture.
Yeah. I'll also try and take
Can everybody?
No, if everybody start their camera, switch on their cameras.
For once,
take a
Sanjeev
screenshot.
Ahuja, Lucas Liao, Chiwai Cheng, Joyce Lin, please do put on your cameras once for us to see.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry if I've spelled wrongly. Yeah. Thank you. Nice seeing you, Sanjeev Ahuja. Oh, that's Lucas Leo. Fantastic. Great. Anymore, I find Kana Okowa.
Sanjay, you can smile. There are no taxes yet. No taxes on smiling yet.
Shuai Chang, could I just request you, Ritu Raj Sharan as well, Gautam Singh, Kumarkapam, if possible. Yeah, let's have it. Thank you, Joycelyn. Yeah, fantastic. Okay.
Karthik, go ahead.
Yes.
Ritu Raj Sharan, thank you so much, sir, all of you. It's been a pleasure to have you all. Thank you.
Karthik, once you have taken this, you send a copy to all the participants.
Yeah.
Thank you. We can call
Thank
up
you.
please.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste to all.
Namaste.
Karthik, you can go ahead.
You can end it.
End the meeting.
Okay. Good day all. Closing the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.